Welcome to Mr. Schoolcraft Speaks LGBTQ+ Part 3. In this episode, I will speak to you, Gen Z Christian, about gender identity and same-gender attraction. In our last episode, we emphasized the importance of a perfect moral compass. Your internal moral compass is defective only in that it is clouded by your own desires, wants, and passions. You can feel like something's right when it's actually wrong. So your sense of right and wrong is not adequate to guide you in the Christian life. You need Jesus and His Word. This is your perfect moral compass. So the question I want to answer in this episode is gender identity and same-sex attraction in the Bible? Is gender identity and same-sex attraction in the Bible? Well, yes, it is. But I want to do more than just answer that question. I want to prove it. So let's see what the Bible has to say about gender identity and same-sex attraction. In the first chapter of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, we read, "So God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God He created them. Male and female He created them. God blessed them and said to them, 'Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground.'" Genesis chapter 1. Notice that God created Adam and Eve, male and female. There's only two genders in creation, male and female. God created Adam and designed him to be male. He did not give Adam a choice of his gender identity, or Eve a choice. God sovereignly chooses our gender identity when He creates us. What about our attraction? It says here that when God created them male and female, He told them to be fruitful and increase in number. In order for that to happen, the male has to be attracted to the female to the male. They pursue each other in marriage, and they have sex. They reproduce. This is how God has designed creation and His plan for the human race. Two genders, male and female, with opposite gender attraction. Does Jesus agree with this? Let's find out. In Matthew chapter 19, Jesus said, "Haven't you read," He replied, "that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female, and said, 'For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh.' So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." Here Jesus says there are only two genders. God made them male and female. And Jesus says that the male pursues the female, leaves his male father and female mother, who gave him life, and starts a family of his own. Through marriage, they become one flesh. And this is God's plan for humanity. This is His created purpose for us. And Jesus agrees with that. But does the Bible say anything specifically about same-sex attraction? It does. In Romans chapter 1, it says, "Of fallen man, sinful humanity, even their women exchanged natural sexual relations for unnatural ones. In the same way, the men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. Men committed shameful acts with other men." In this passage, notice there is a natural sexual relationship. The only natural sexual relationship, according to the Bible, is for a woman to be attracted to a man, and a man to be attracted to a woman. When a woman is attracted to another woman and a man to another man, the Bible calls this unnatural, which is to say that it is not God's created plan for humanity to behave in this way. It is not His will. And for the Gen Z Christian, this becomes important because you who have turned from following your own desires and living your life for yourself to please you, and turn to trust Christ as your Savior, what is important for you is to do God's will, not your own. So here are two important questions. Gen Z Christian, what if your birth certificate says you are a male and you feel more like a female? Or Gen Z Christian, what if you are sexually attracted to others of the same gender as you? What can you do about that? These are very serious issues. And I want to encourage you that the answer is found by getting to know the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible loves you and gave you your gender. And His plan for your life is perfect. Look at this passage over here. I encourage you to read Psalm 139. This is just part of it, but this is a beautiful psalm. All the Bible will speak to you of God's love and His perfect plan for your life. You may feel like going in a different direction than what God has for you in His Word, but you, Christian, are to follow God's plan for your life, and it is really good, and it is perfect. It says here, the psalmist wrote, "For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. Praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." Get to know the God of the Bible. He loves you. He gave you your gender, and His plan for your life, including His sexual plan for your life, is perfect. Your feelings will often be wrong. They are not an adequate moral compass. You must follow Christ in His Word. Be guided by His Word instead. And here, take note of this. Your feelings and struggles have happened to other Christians who have learned to follow Christ, even with feelings like yours. Take same-sex attraction. I have a very close friend who is now in his 50s. When he was a teenager, he was very involved sexually with other boys and men. He lived a homosexual life. But at 18, when he fully committed his life to Christ, he knew that God's will was not for him to live like that. And for the next 40 years, he has obeyed Christ, followed Christ, even with still feeling attracted to men. He has struggled throughout that time to be obedient and follow God. But he has been obedient to God, and he follows God. And he's married, he has a family, and he's still attracted to other men. But he's not ruled by those feelings. He's ruled by Christ and His Word. If you're struggling like this, or you know another Gen Z Christian who has these kind of struggles, find believers who are successfully following Christ, even with such feelings, and learn from them. Thank you for joining me. In my next episode of Mr. Schoolcraft Speaks, I want to address what to do when you feel like you're losing your faith in Jesus.